This program, which is What Are Angels Part 3, we are going to cover the information on some other type of angels, which are the fallen angels. Where did the fallen angels come from? Why did they become fallen angels? What role has the fallen angels have had on earth throughout history? Another question is, have you been given the information on them? Like every program, we always have to ask, why? Remember, everyone, that knowledge will make you independent and not dependent on others, and will give you the opportunity to make a direct connection with God. So where and how did fallen angels originate from? In the Abrahamic religions, fallen angels are angels who were expelled from heaven. The literal term fallen angel appears neither in the Bible nor in the Abrahamic scriptures, but is used to describe angels who were cast out of heaven, or angels who have sinned. Such angels often tempt humans to sin. The idea of fallen angels derived from the lost book of Enoch, and the assumption that the sons of God mentioned in Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 through 4, are angels. In the period immediately preceding the composition of the New Testament, some sects of Judaism, as well as many Christian church followers, identified the sons of God of Genesis 6, verses 1 through 4, as fallen angels. Rabbinic Judaism and Christian scholars after the 3rd century rejected the Enochian writings, even though the Enochian scrolls were found with the Dead Sea Scrolls, because of the notion of an illicit union between angels and women producing giants, even though remains of 15-foot plus skeletons have been found by archaeologists. Christian doctrine states that the sins of fallen angels started before the beginning of human history, but it is still continuing today as it was from the beginning. There are tens of thousands of people being interfered by what we call so-called demons. We have had to deal with thousands of them ourselves. Accordingly, fallen angels became identified with angels who were led by Lucifer, which some call Satan, in the rebellion against God, and became associated with demons, in which we refer to. However, during the late Second Temple period, demons were not thought of as the fallen angels themselves, but as the surviving souls of their monstrous offspring. According to this interpretation, fallen angels had sexual relations with human women, giving the existence to the biblical giants. Some scholars refer to Goliath as an offspring from the fallen angels. To purge the world of these creatures, God sends the great deluge, and their bodies are destroyed. However, their spiritual parts survived, henceforth roaming the earth as demons. So what is the view of where and how the existence of fallen angels started? Some scholars of the Jews and the Christians believe that God originally created all angels to be holy, but that one of the most beautiful angels, the general of the angels, which was called Lucifer, now today known as Satan or the devil, did not return God's love and chose to rebel against God because he wanted to try to be as powerful as his creator. Isaiah 14 verse 12 of the Torah and the Bible describes Lucifer's fall. I quote, "How you have fallen from heaven, O morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to earth, you who once lay low the nations." Some of the angels who God made fell prey to Lucifer's prideful deception that they could be like God if they rebelled. Jews and Christians believe in Revelation 12 verses 7 through 8 of the Bible describes the war that takes place in heaven as a result. And I quote, "And there was war in heaven. Archangel Michael and his angels fought against the dragon," which some beliefs refer to Satan. "And the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven." The fallen angels' rebellion had serious consequences and separated them from God, causing them to fall from grace and become caught in sin. The destructive choices that these fallen angels made distorted their character, which led them to become evil. The Catechism of the Catholic Church says in paragraph 393, I quote, "It is the irrevocable character of their choice, and not a defect in the infinite divine mercy, that makes the angels' sin unforgivable." So, are there fewer angels than faithful ones? Some scholars say there aren't as many fallen angels as there are faithful angels, according to Jewish and Christian tradition, which says about 1/3 of the vast amount of angels God created rebelled and fell into sin. A noble Catholic theologian said in his book, "The faithful angels are a greater multitude than the fallen angels, for sin is contrary to the natural order. What is opposed to the natural order occurs less frequently, or in fewer instances, than what accords with the natural order." A tremendous amount of scholars and many beliefs agree that this balance might be true. But it is us humans that make it seem that the scale is unbalanced. Around the world, the increase of people being affected by what some call negative energy has tremendously risen, everyone. Some are using black magic, obeah. People are turning to the dark side to get land, money, position, just to name a few. Humans do not recognize God and only turn to Him when they are in trouble. When times are good, they don't remember God. Then when devastating events happen in the world, people ask, how can God let this happen? The people did it with the influence of the fallen angels. Some Hindus believe that angelic beings in the universe may be either good devas or evil asuras, because the creator god, Brahma, made both cruel creatures and gentle creatures, Dharma and Adharma, which means truth and falsehood. According to the Hindu scripture, Markandeya Purana, chapter 45, verse 40. The Asuras are often revered to the power they will to destroy, since the god, Lord Shiva, and the goddess Mother Kali destroy what has been created as a part of the natural order of the universe. In the Hindu Veda scriptures, the hymns addressed to the god Lord Indra show fallen angelic beings personifying evil at work. People of some other beliefs who believes in fallen angels and do not believe that fallen angels exist. In Islam, for instance, angels are considered to be obedient to God's will, which is Allah. The Quran says in chapter 66, verse 6, that when the angels, whom God has appointed to supervise the souls of the people in hell, flinch not from executing the commands that they receive from God, but do precisely what they have commanded. The most famous of all fallen angels in popular culture to this day, Satan, isn't an angel at all, according to Islam, but instead is a jinn, which is another kind of spirit that has free will and which God made from fire, as opposed to the light from God, which He made angels. People who practice New Age spirituality and occult rituals also tend to view all angels as good and none as evil. Therefore, they often try to conjure angels to ask for help obtaining what they want in life, without concern that any of the angels that they might summon may lead them astray if the information is not taught to the people. So the question has to be, ask why is this information not being taught to the people in all beliefs? So what about tempting people to sin? Those who do believe in fallen angels say that those angels tempt people to sin in order to try to entice them away from God. In Genesis chapter 3 of the Torah and the Bible tells the most famous story of a fallen angel tempting people to sin. It describes Satan, the leader of the fallen angels, appearing as a serpent and telling the first human beings, Adam and Eve, that they could be like God. Verse 5. If they eat fruit from a tree that God had told them to stay away from for their own protection. After Satan tempts them and they disobey God, sin enters the world and damages every part of it. So does fallen angels deceive people? Fallen angels sometimes pretend to be holy angels in order to trick people into following their guidance. The Bible warns in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 14 through 15 of the Bible cautions, Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. It is not surprising, then, if his servants also masquerade as servants of the righteousness. Their end will be what their actions deserve. People who fall prey to fallen angels, deception, may even abandon their faith. In 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1, the Bible says that some people will abandon the faith and follow the deceiving spirits and things taught by demons. So then, does fallen angels afflict people with problems? Some of the problems that people experience are the direct results of fallen angels influencing their lives, says by some believers. The Bible mentions many instances of fallen angels causing mental anguish for people and even physical distress. For instance, in Mark chapter 1, verse 26, describes the fallen angel violently shaking a person. In the Hindu tradition, asuras derive happiness from hurting and even killing people. For example, an asura named Ahishura, who sometimes appeared in a human form and sometimes as a buffalo, enjoys terrorizing people both on earth in heaven. So then, do fallen angels try to interfere in God's work? Interfering with God's work, whenever possible, is also part of the fallen angels' evil work. The Torah and the Bible records in Daniel chapter 10 that a fallen angel delayed a faithful angel for 21 days, battling him in the spiritual realm, while the faithful angel was trying to come to earth to deliver an important message from God to the prophet Daniel. The faithful angel reveals in verse 12 that God heard Daniel's prayers right away and assigned the holy angel to answer those prayers. However, the fallen angel, who was trying to interfere with the faithful angel's God-given mission, proved to be so powerful of an enemy that verse 13 says that Archangel Michael again had to come help fight the battle. Only after the spiritual battle was over could the faithful angel complete his mission. Let's look at the religions of the East. The function of angels in the Eastern religion was carried out by avatars, bodhisattvas, and other spiritual beings who were extensions of God or the sacred. Belief in demons was and is a very widespread, influencing various rituals and practices to counteract the forces that are hostile to humans and nature. In Hinduism, the Asuras and the Ahuras are demons who oppose the Devas, which means the gods. Both strive for the Hawan, also known as Homa, or Amrita, also known as Panchamrit, the sacred drink that gives power. But the god Lord Vishnu, which is recognized as the preserver, incarnated as a beautiful woman called Mohini, which aided the gods so that they alone would drink the Amrita, thus giving them power over the demons. Among the various classes of Hindu asuras, which are Nagas, serpent demons, Ahi, the demon of drought, and Kamsa, the archdemon. Demons that afflict humans include the Rakshas, which are grotesque and hideous beings of various shapes who haunt cemeteries, impel people to perform acts of evil, and attack sadhus, which is saintly persons, and straight-out possessions, beings who haunt places where violent deaths have occurred. Buddhists often view their demons as forces that inhibit humans from achieving nirvana, which means bliss or the extinction of desire. Include among such beings are Mara, an arch-tempter, who, with his daughters, Rati, which means desire, and Radha, which means pleasure, and Tanha, which means restlessness, attempted to dissuade Buddha from achieving his enlightenment, just like how Satan tried to prevent Jesus. As Mahayana, the greater vehicle, Buddhism spread to Tibet, China, and Japan. Many of the demons of the folk religions of these areas were incorporated into Buddhist beliefs. The demons of Chinese religion, the Guishen, are manifested in all aspects of nature. Beside these nature demons, there are goblins, some call fairies, and ghosts. Because the demons were believed to avoid light, the Chinese, who were influenced by Taoism and the folk religions used bonfires, firecrackers, or torches to ward off the Jui. Japanese religions are similar to Chinese religions in the multiplicity of demons with which humans must contend. Among the most fearsome of the Japanese demons are the Oni, evil spirits with so much power, and the Tengu, spirits that possess human beings and that generally must be exorcised by priests. As you see, everyone, some beliefs class fallen angels as demons and have different methods in warning off these spiritual beings. We have witnessed and heard thousands of people that make the statement that, the devil made me do it. From massive research, we have concluded, besides a fully possession person, it is not the fallen angels or demons that make you conduct negative acts in your life. So you cannot blame the devil or the equivalent. Their job is to only tempt you. But it is up to you to resist the temptation through knowledge and belief in God. Like always, I have one more question. It is stated that the more spiritual you become, the more negative spirits will confront you or hinder you. So are you ready?